Hey, what's happening, y'all? It's me coming at you again with another vid. Well, it's interesting to report that Canelo Alvarez is scheduled to make his voluntary defense in May instead of his mandatory, which is Gennady Golovkin, which we do know for sure, and he is serious about making that voluntary defense on pay-per-view. Now, the rumor mill has it that opponent will be Gabriel Rosado. I'm sorry I have to laugh at this, but I'm sorry. This has got to be. This can't be it. This cannot be serious right here. I mean, this has got to be a joke because, no disrespect to Gabe Rosado. He is a warrior. I mean, he has fought some very tough opponents in LMAO, Golovkin, of course. Who else did he fight? Peter Quillen and Danny Jacobs. I mean, look, he got a warrior's heart. He's got a warrior's mentality. I'm sorry, not Danny Jacobs, Jamel Charlo. But, he's got his face mangled by all these guys. I mean, he's been beaten up so badly, and these guys exposed him for being a human punching bag, all right? Kind of similar to a Toro Gotti, but just no disrespect to him. But it's just that he, of all people, should not be getting a Canelo Alvarez fight. And I know some people are going to argue and say, well, Gabriel Rosado just beat Joshua Clottey, which is a pretty much a mild upset, if you ask me. But at the same time, Gabriel Rosado, I mean, yeah, he got a decent win. That's probably the greatest win on his resume. Now that he's being trained by Fernando Vargas. Um, I know people are going to try to justify this and say, well, he's coming off that win, he's got a new trainer and all, but that's not the fact. The fact remains is that he's a human punching bag and he can't draw. So, I mean, honestly, this is not, honestly, Canelo, if you're serious about making next fight to be on pay-per-view and you want to make this voluntary defense, which you requested through the WBC, okay, fine, so be it. Even though I don't agree with it, which I was highly pissed off about, and it made you look like a coward because, you said yourself that you're not scared of anybody, but yet you're using loopholes to try to either duck the Golovkin fight or you're trying to get Golovkin to come out to a 155 catch weight, a weight class that you made up, which is bullshit, but it is what it is. Now, honestly, going through these reports here, some people doubt that Gabe Rosado will be the choice for Canelo. Dan Rafael reports that, but at the same time, Gabe Rosado, on the other hand, says that he's confident that he's going to get the Canelo fight, which undoubtedly be his best payday of his career. So, again, I'm all favor to I say all favorite. I'm all in favor of a fighter getting paid. All right, I'm not gonna say that you shouldn't go get your money, but let's look at this from a logical standpoint. Gabe Rosado has lost 4 straight fights before the Clottey fight. He had his face mangled over it and over it and over and over again. I mean, yeah, we can say none of his fights are boring, no question about that. But he, of all people, is not a pay-per-view worthy fight. Now, again, Canelo, if you're gonna make this voluntary defense, you better not put this on pay-per-view. And let me tell you why. Because if you do, you're gonna be further ridiculed. Just like how Floyd Mayweather got ridiculed for fighting Andre Berto on a pay-per-view card, which is utterly terrible, and he rightfully should have been ridiculed for that, because he had ducked his mandatories and it took on a guy who was relatively inactive for so long, who struggled against Josecito Lopez and Steve Upshurt Chambers before he got the fight with Floyd. So, obviously a cherry pick is a cherry pick. So I'm just saying, man, you don't want to be in a position where you're going to be ridiculed like you are right now. All right, because you making these demands and you avoiding the mandatory clause that you, not saying a mandatory obligation clause where you had to commit to fight to Golovkin. You somehow got the WBC to recant that their initial position on that. Now the fight is getting pushed back to next year, where some people are confident that that fight will be made, but at the same time, it doesn't state that Canelo has to be obligated to fight Triple G. So it's just not, right now, this is one of the mess I'm talking about when it comes to the middleweight division. All right, now I don't know, But also, there's also a rumor mill that David Lemieux may be the more lucrative choice for Canelo as his next opponent, because David Lemieux had recently came out and said that he wants to make obviously he wants to fight next year in that same time frame, but he wants a top name. So um, I wouldn't argue that, but if I had to pick a winner, obviously it would be Canelo because he's the bigger guy, and he's more of the precise and accurate puncher than Lemieux. So we'll see. We'll see how this plays out. But a Canelo Alvarez versus Gabriel Rosado on a pay-per-view, no way in hell. No way that shouldn't happen. But again, if you're going to make this fight, it has to be on HBO. I'm sorry. You can't put it on pay-per-view. That's all I got to say about this. Well, anyways, I'm going to drop a link to the article below and let me know what you think about this. Do you think Canelo Alvarez versus Gabriel Rosado is a lucrative matchup? Or you think Canelo Alvarez versus Dave Lemieux is a lucrative matchup? And with that said, let me know what you think. Signing off. Share, subscribe. Peace. And a Happy New Year.